What else happened today? Drake sales dropped today. Actually, the expectations / projections. I want to see in the chat W or L, because I think the official numbers currently are 210 to 230K first week. And we'll listen to Uzi. Do not worry. That Uzi snippet. Ratatouille. But 210 to 230K. Now, I see a lot of L's. I see a lot of W's. It's like 50-50. I'd say 50-50. Now, in general, 210 to 230K, that's literally beating out like every single pause. Jesus Christ. That's literally beating out every single rapper already in this. And people are considering this a flop for Drake. It's almost like the Kendrick situation when he sold 295K and they were like, yo, he flopped. Like, bro, he still just made a mill right there from the label, easy. But it was also a surprise drop. I actually think that we expected 200 or so K. Like, what did we, during the reaction, we related this to Dark Lane demo tapes first week sales, which had paid $19.93 on it, and we said it was probably gonna sell some like 223K, which is what that album sold, because both of them were surprise releases. Also, Dark Lane demo tapes was a rap album. Now, this project, honestly, Nevermind, turned out to be some like house. I don't even know what you want to call it. I think it's just straight house. There were some rap songs on there, which I think brought it home, like the 21 Savage song. That one's Sticky and others. And some of them, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I stand by my word. I met with some of my Miami friends, coincidentally, which this album was made for, people who own a fucking yacht in Ibiza. That's what this music is for. Rich ass people who are just like Europeans, you know, getting the eating caviar and prosciutto off of a plate. But it actually sold less than Dark Lane demo tapes, maybe because it had less features. You know, it didn't have Cardi on there. Plus, the Billboard rules are different. I don't know if he even sold pure copies, as in like on iTunes or whatever, of this Honestly Nevermind project, whereas Dark Lane demo tapes sold 19,000. So Honestly Nevermind might have actually sold more in equivalent streaming units. So I mean, it's Drake. No matter what, is gonna be a W. Bro's a billionaire basically. If he's not, he's pretty close, as Yachty said. It actually, I'm forecasting though. I'm forecasting that this album might go down at least, you know, 10, 20K, because you know how Jack Harlow was projected like 260 or 280 or something like that, and like Twitter fucking hated it. And then the projections, because everyone got behind that, they went down so much to the point where sorry, it wasn't 260, it was like 160 or 180. It went down to 110. So Drake, I think, will go down maybe like 200, maybe even 190. I think Sky Knight says he thinks it'll go up. I personally don't think so, because like my girl is a Drake fan. I know a bunch of people, a lot of my friends, because I asked them, because they're from Miami, they're into this music. I asked them like, yo, what'd you think about the Drake album? Usually Drake albums have a huge rollout, and this is a surprise. They didn't even know Drake dropped. So I just don't know if this is gonna really, like, the what's it called, perception of it. It's gonna hurt its sales. It's gonna hurt people even giving it a chance. DJ is gonna have Drake album going crazy internationally. That's true. However, first week sales for Billboard, at least for the Hot 100, is only calculated in the US. They're gonna treat it like Whole Lotta Red. They're gonna hate it, then come back to it like this is the best album. I don't think so, man. I think it's different. Although I get what you're saying, because Cardi did like a whole different subgenre of hip hop where it was like punk rap or whatever you want to, vamp rap. He created his own thing, right? But Drake legitimately made like house music. So I don't know if he did anything necessarily different. Like people are saying like Drake created his own thing. No, dude, he just ventured off into a different genre, which is okay. And I like house music, but it's not like I'm gonna turn it on in the aux. They have a ton of house clubs in Miami, but I never remember a song from the other because they all have like the same bass line, the same like beat. So the reason A Whole Lot of Red went through that was because it was polarizing, whereas Drake's album Hate is because it was dull. Yeah, again, I don't know if we ever heard anything like Cardi's album prior to when it dropped, whereas Drake, we've heard house before. At least I have. I was telling somebody today, Drake is such a GOAT, and he has so many hits, like hits on hit. He might even have over 100 hits. I don't know what his numbers are for like certifications, but in #1 albums, they're like, it's just hard to keep up that pace. We have such high expectations for the man that like anything that's below, like he sold 200, expected 2 to 10 to 230K, and we're like, yo, he flopped. He's been on top for a whole decade. King says, when is it gonna end? Like the Drake era, who knows? Apparently he's working on fucking, what is it, Scary Hours 3 soon, or he's already done with it. He's dropping it by the end of the year. Apparently this was a 9-month child from Certified Boy Lover on the pregnant cover. So Drake is just never gonna stop, man. He probably knows he's past his peak sales wise with views, where it was 1 million. He just had to hit 1 million, because now it's like impossible to hit 1 million with sales with the streaming era without bundles, which don't really count anymore. So he's like, you know, I'm just gonna drop whatever I want to drop, just build out his discography. Maybe he owns his masters, or he did like a huge deal or some shit. He's just fulfilling the contract, or he'll sell his discography eventually for like, I wouldn't be surprised if Drake's discography what was Michael Jackson's discography worth? We got to look that up. Michael Jackson discography worth. If it's like 300 mil or something like that, it's gonna be hard to find. But I would not be surprised if Drake's was like 500 mil, just off the sheer amount of music he has in #1 albums. People are gonna be listening to Drake for the next 100 years. Stop comparing Drake to MJ. Compare Kanye to MJ. No. MJ was more a performer, whereas Drake, I think, is more of a performer in the sense of he is the center of the music, although he's turned more executive producer, whereas Kanye is more of like executive producer. Like he like, come on, Donda was not even his project. Come on, man. It had so many features on there. That's why now I don't even go back to Donda, because it was just, it's like not even his album. But yeah, MJ discography, look, it's probably worth more than Drake. I'm not trying to compare them at all. I'm just trying to say Drake is in the same ballpark as MJ. If there is anybody close to MJ and like Prince and them, Drake is that of this era. Like there's no question. I'm sorry. Just sales wise, I don't care what you care about or what you think about his music. But regardless, I still think this project that he dropped was the worst that he's dropped. End of story. Donda, take care. I don't know about that one, my guy. I don't know about that. Well, here's one thing about that Drake album, is that J. Cole co-signed and said, man, this album is phenomenal, point blank. And then Drake spoke on it too. Let me find it. Wherein he said they gonna catch up. What do y'all think? I know we already talked about that, about like, is it the Whole Lot of Red? But I just think it's totally separate, because Drake is mostly hip hop and like R&B fans and pop, but like to do house, which is a totally separate genre that's kind of like small, I don't know if the hip hop fans are going to like just switch over to a totally different genre, man. But here's what Drake said. also feel like he said that. So he said, we're going to wait for you to catch up and we're on to the next. I feel like he also said that because maybe he hears the negative perception and then he's just trying to, almost like what Cardi did with Whole Lotta Red Deluxe, which was he had second thoughts and was like, okay, what songs y'all want on the deluxe? You know? So Drake's like, okay, let's drop another project so that we can just sweep that under the table. Because I don't know anybody who's actually like a hip hop head that really liked that album. We got like Addison Rae and everybody saying like, this is the best album, but like, come on. And it's cool if you like that house music, but I don't know. I can't listen to a whole house album and remember songs from each other. It just don't make sense. He got a crazy ego. Well, come on. Y'all are saying Drake got a crazy ego. You're telling me you wouldn't have a crazy ego if you were literally like one of the most all-time selling artists ever, and like literally smash any girl you want. You literally do whatever you want. You host your own fucking NBA championship in your crib and win that championship off of buzzer beater. Like, he's just doing side missions at this point. That's what these albums are for. These ain't real albums. If he really wanted to, he would get the best of the best songwriters. He'd get that one ghostwriter that he had back in the day who was killing shit for him when he was in his prime. But nah, now he's just trying to do different things. And he knows he's a big name, so he can market anything and still sell 200K easy. Kanye is humble? What the fuck? Kanye is not humble at all. Wait, Addison Rae told him she likes those type of songs. He went and did a whole album. Yo, do you remember there was like a Drake picture that had an Addison Rae, I think like fingernails or something? It was like a few weeks ago. And now all of a sudden, Addison Rae is one of the only people that said that she liked the album. So maybe you're right. That's a conspiracy theory and a half, but you know.